Hello, everybody, and I'm bringing you another review. The review is Only the Savage Are Left, #1 by Dark Horse Comics. I checked out through read. I started reading the book yesterday, and I had a chance to finish it up today. This is a sweet, beautiful horror. And before I begin, don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe to the video. Don't forget to smash those likes and give me the hearts on TikTok, and we can go ahead and jump right into this book. All right, this book kicks off where the couple, they were making love, what they were doing. And then after they were talking while they were doing it, it went to another scene in a grocery store where the people looked like they lost their minds, or some of them transformed into this hideous creature, which is similar to the one here on the page. But the people were still people in some sense, but they were eating other people. I'm seeing body parts, gore, blood. I see it all, and police officers trying to control the situation, but they couldn't because there was so many of them around. Even they got jumped in the process. And this book, I mean, it's gorgeously gore, and it left that scene and went to the scene where the couple were in this little small town, and actually looked like it's in different parts of the town. Actually look like in different situations, um and places. They were setting up clinics, trying to figure out was it a virus or not. And all three locations had three clinics, but they were in three different areas of the world, I'm assuming. And it went back. It went back to one of the places on the map. Like I said, it had three different locations, and each location had these little setup clinics where they were trying to figure out was this a virus or was it something that was going on. But it went back to another scene where I'm thinking it was the last scene on the other page, and it went back to where these camps was shooting people because these people were transforming, and when they were transforming, they were eating people, other people. So that's basically what it was. It's pretty much one of those zombie. It's one of them zombie gore movies. And then, but like I said, it started with the couple, and the same couple that was in the beginning of the page was on one of the other pages, and they were trying to talk. They were trying to talk and console one another because I think the dude was upset about the situation, and he had blood all over his face and shirt, like I said, like he been in a massacre. And then the girl looked like nothing wrong with her, but she, like I said, she was trying to console him because it's like he was disturbed by what was going on. And on this scene right here, it's the scene that she was trying to calm him down because I think he was upset about what he saw, but he wasn't really upset. He was more surprised than anything. And so it went from there to this here on the Savage Are Left. A big whole page covered, the words covered the two parts of the page, the words covered. So it went from there, and as you can see here, here they go right here on a motorcycle. Two of them, the guy and the girl, traveled on a motorcycle, and they left that small town. And then they kept going. They said 5 years later, situation was still worsened, and it's like if the people had the disease, they would burn them alive. So here it is right here. See, right here, they would burn them up alive right here, and people on the side, on both sides of the page, watching the person while they being burnt up. So it's like they trying to burn the virus. If they couldn't contain it, they would burn it. Because you think about it, in some zombie movies, where if if the person had became a zombie or some type of disease, they'll burn you alive because you the virus carrier, so they'll burn you. And then these creatures, they were everywhere. So here they are on both sides of the page right here. They were over here and over here. The creatures were everywhere. They basically were all in the forest doing some things they shouldn't be doing. And the couple, the people had on these costumes where the oxygen on the inside, but the virus on the outside. Kind of like containment suits is what they were. And here are the couple right here. That's them. Like I said, remember now it said 5 years later, which means that the virus started before the couple that had the blood and gore on their shirts and faces. This was before that. That's why I said 5 years later. So it was before that. And then here they are. Remember they were on that motorcycle. And they were traveling on the motorcycle, and then after they, I'm assuming the motorcycle ran out of gas. So they walked the rest of the way, and here they are right here. Here they are here, and they standing on the hill looking down at that town right there. And he was saying that they had plenty of food and water there, and the people were farming. So instead of buying at the grocery store, they were farming and they were farming their sheep and herd, and they also had gardens. So they basically eat natural, basically what they were doing. But in the process, the dude, I'm assuming the dude was living. That's what he was from, because I guess that was his mom or somebody he knew, might have been a nurse, and they were saying that his father, you know what I'm saying, he wanted they saying his father, his name is Ryder. That's his name. He go by the name of Ryder. And she was saying something about his father. See, here she is here on top. Here she is here on top here, and the word his father, and I'm assuming this is his father here, because it looked like he couldn't do, because they was saying somebody's leg. His leg was giving them problems, and so they were trying. I guess they were out there in the wilderness trying to find an antidote, but it wasn't an antidote for their father. So for his father, so they were talking about amputating his leg because his leg was infected, and it went on from there to a point where they got into a small discussion, and she was saying something about that she was part of the group of people that was in the forest, and she was saying that she was part of that group, but she was doing bad things, not good things, bad things. See, he thought she was good, but she kept trying to tell him all the time that she wasn't the person that he thought she was. That basically what she was saying, so many words. And so she left and walked out on him and left him in the dark, in the dark, not in the dark literally, but kind of in the dark mentally, because he trying to figure out what she was trying to say. I guess he didn't catch on, but his wife's mind stayed boggled. The nurse was telling him about his father, and they were saying what that they can do for him until they get that antidote. And so I'm not exactly sure how far it went, but looked like they both went back out there, because here they are right here again. Here they are here. And so they all got, here's the beast here that was attacking the boy, or tried to attack him. She saved him, and they stayed hidden from the beast for a long period of time. And they wound up walking back, or he walked back for that matter. I'm not exactly sure what happened to her, but he walking back along on these dirt roads. There he is here on the road at the bottom there. So and the thing about that is that he wound up on this. He kept walking to a point where he wound up in this little river bank there, or some type of sea dock right there. And then below here he is getting closer to it. And then at the bottom he wound up into this he crossed the bridge, and on across that bridge he saw these abandoned cars. And he heard a growling sound behind him, and it actually was one of the creatures right here on top. And he over here, so he stood from a distance. But I think the creature saw him, because he is getting closer to him right there. And so The creature, I think he was walking back, and when he was walking back, he tripped over something. And here he is laying motionless right here at the bottom there. Right there, laying motionless. And then somebody saved him and shot the creature in the back of the head. Killed the creature. And saved his life. And so, and after his life got saved, he met this dude, and the girl's name is Oakland. Her name is Oakland. Her name was Oakland. His name was Mariah. Her name is Oakland. And he said, "You're Oakland's father." And he said, "And you're lucky I came." And so while he saved him, and here he is right here, had his hands, and he said something about, in order to survive, you got to be like them. That's basically what he was saying there. So this book here, that's how it ends. So this book, I give this book a 4.5, or should I, better yet, let's change that. I give this book a 5. I give it a 5 because for the fact that this book here had a lot of action, less words, how I like it, and it was simple and it was easy to explain. Some books that you get, they don't be that easy to explain, so maybe it's difficult. So you got to read the book 3 or 4 different times to get a better understanding of what the people are trying to say in the book by recognizing the words, what they're saying, and the pictures. Because like I said before, and I'm gonna say it again, the writing must match the art. The art must match the writing. That is what attracts the comic book fans to the book. The picture doesn't do it alone. It had to be the story that attracts the cover, and that's how I saw it. So this book was highly recommended about that On My Nerves shit and a few other people on TikTok, and they all had a lot of positive things to say about this book. One guy gave it a 4.5, 4.5 out of 5. I'm giving it a 5 because the simple fact is, like I said, it has a lot of action, less words, made it easy to understand, and able to explain the story without any hiccups. So this is a good book. I'm waiting for number 2, and number 2 here right here, they show you a picture. Show you the book of number 2, how the cover going to look. So, and number 2 comes out in July, and I can't wait for July. And the people who wrote this book, their names are written by Zach Kaplan, and the art is by Stefano Raphael. Those are the writer and the story of the writer and the art. And Diego Rocha is the cutter. He's the cutterist, and Hassan Osman Elhahu, he's the letterer. So those are your people who have something to do with this book. They the ones that mastermind the book. They the want to make sure that the book is perfect in every detail. And so far, this book was perfect in every detail. Like I said, I give it a 5.0 because I like the book. I like the way it was written, like the story, like the art, and most of all, I like the entire arc of this book. So the arc is what gets people attracted to the book in the first place. And so that's how I am. So without any further ado, you guys enjoy your night. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow is Favorite Cover Friday, and that you will see tomorrow afternoon or night or even high, whenever I choose to do it. So this is your boy, the Almighty One. Enjoy your night. Savage are left. Only the Savage are left. Name of this book. So you guys enjoy your day. Peace.